Come on into my kitchen to a good old-fashioned apple pie. Oh, yeah. We have already peeled the skin off of the apples. We have cored them and sliced them and soaked them in water. And now we're getting ready to put our pie filling together. Oh, yeah. This is everything you're going to need to make your homemade apple pie. All right, so we're going to take these apples and pour them into our bowl. And to that bowl, we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to add 2 tablespoons, and I'm actually going to add 2 heaping tablespoons of self-rising flour. We're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to be using my sea salt, and with my sea salt, I'm going to do about 4 shakes of my sea salt. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You can add a little more if you want. I'll probably add about maybe 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon because I like cinnamon. And then you're going to add just 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And from the lemon, you're going to use half the juice of the lemon. So just cut it in half and just squeeze all you can. Making sure there's no seeds. This particular lemon, for some reason, does not have any seeds, so that's a good thing. So then we're going to mix all of that together. You want to make sure as you're mixing that all the apples gets coated. At this point, you can refrigerate, but I'm going to go ahead and pour mine into my pie shell. Now, my oven is already preheated. I preheated my oven to 350. So if you guys, if anyone wants to go ahead and refrigerate those apples, you can. But I've coated them enough to where I can go ahead and put them into my pie shell. Now I'm using pre-made pie shells. They are deep dish. So with the deep dish pie shells, I'm going to prick each one of those pie shells. It's a 2-pack. And I'm going to do the sides with a fork and also the bottom. And that kind of releases the pressure so that your crust does not bubble and crack. Now, once that is done, I'm going to pour all the filling goes into that pie crust. And then the other pie crust, I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to take the other pie crust after I filled the pie shell with the apples, because I want them to the top and over. I'm going to place the other pie shell crust on top. And then I'm going to take and seal the seams so that both of the pie shells are sealed, because you want them sealed. And once you've done that, you need to take a slit and do a slit on the top part of the crust so that when it's baking in the oven, it releases pressure and the steam can come out of it. Now you want to make sure that both those pie shells are sealed completely at the corners. Now you'll also need to get an egg. I happen to have a large egg. Mix it up really good, and then put the egg mixture on your top crust. And you want to make sure you get it all over that top part of that crust. And then sprinkle a tablespoon of sugar on top of that crust. And let it bake in the oven at 350 for about an hour. I say between 50 to 60 minutes. Check on it at about 50 minutes. And then if it looks like it's browning really nice, because you want the crust to be a golden brown. And if it's browning up, that will be the perfect time for you to go ahead and pull it out. If not, let it stand there for an additional 10 more minutes. All right, so as you see, it's time to go in the oven. I have put the pie inside of a pan just so we don't have any spills. All right, you guys, so it's been an hour and we are pulling it out of the oven. Look at that crust on that pie. Now we can't eat it yet. We gotta let it cool for at least 30 minutes to an hour before we cut into it. Oh yeah, PromoSTK, eating good in the neighborhood, and PromoSTK, Shirley Creations Way is where you're gonna see this. Oh yeah.